it's Jason from Pro Guitar Studio, and today we're going to take a look at how to embellish some nice simple open chords. And so we're focusing on three chords here, A, D, and E. And the piece that I've written here has some embellishments that I like to use, and I do use these quite often in different ways. So I try to make a piece that would represent something that I actually play myself. So we're going to do something very mellow here, and it's all major chords, so it definitely sounds very sort of uplifting in that way. But let's take a look here and sort of dive into what we're talking about. So I'll try to keep this short, not go into too much crazy detail that you don't need to know about. But let's just look at the chords we're using. So we have the A chord, and I'm using the A chord with one finger, so second fret on the second, third, and fourth string, open fifth string, and so I just use it with a bar like that. You can play with three fingers if you need to. I do play with three fingers later on in the song, in the piece towards the end. We're using a D chord, but to start off, we're only using a D5, so just the index and ring, but eventually you can use your middle finger on the second string if you wanted to. But even the second part, I just use my index and ring, and I leave the first string open. So we'll call this a D sus2, okay? Although you could alter it and make it a D chord if you feel more comfortable with that, but a D sus2. And then an E chord. So D sus2 is the second fret on the G string, third fret on the B string. And for the E chord, we have the second fret on the A and the D, and the first fret on the G string. Those are our three chords. So what we're doing here is we're going to take a look at picking these notes individually. So we're going to pick the A chord. We're going to start off on the fifth string, and we're going to pick the lowest three notes of that chord. So we have the A, the D, and the G string, and then our ring finger is going to go to the fourth fret, and we're going to slide from 4 to 6. Okay? And basically I'm pulling this from the A major pentatonic as an extended pattern. So if you know that, you might be able to visualize how that works in here. Then we're going to grab the fifth fret on the B string. And then we're going to slide back from 6 to 4. So a very fast grace note slide. Back to the second fret on the G string. And then we're going to hammer on 2 to 4 on the D string. Okay. Like that, and then 4 to 2 on the D string to the fourth fret on the A string. It's all part of the same scale, right? So you have this all together. Feel free to slow this down. So just go into the YouTube settings on your screen. You can feel free to slow it down to half speed if you need to see what I'm doing more clearly. Now for the D sus2 chord, what I'm doing here, same as a D major, but we're just using two fingers here. We're going to hit the D, G, and B strings, and we're going to slide from 5 to 7 with our ring finger on the B string to the fifth fret on the E string. Then slide back again, just like we did on the A, and go to the third fret too. Like that, and then we're going to play hammer on from 2 to 3 on the B string, playing the second fret on the G string, open D. So that sort of implies a D major 7 sound, okay? So together, those two parts. So as you go through this, like I said, this is something that I would play myself, and it's the way I'd embellish the chords. So looking at the A major chord, those are all notes that I would play within the A major pentatonic. And those notes there from the D are from the D major pentatonic. So if you want to dive in and look at those patterns, feel free to sort of see how they relate. Except this note here, okay, so that's part of the D major 7 chord. Pretty straightforward, hard to play for sure. So if you feel like this is awkward, it's because it is at first. So if you're not used to this kind of playing, this arpeggiating, and also adding other notes in. But the cool thing here is we let that open string ring out. Okay, so that's why you get that nice harmony. All right, so twice in a row, and then we're going to go into our nice arpeggiated E chord. So we're going to play string. We're going to play string 6, 3, 4, 3. So 6, 4, 3, 1, and we have a little pause there, so that note lasts twice as long. And then play string 2, 3, 4. 6, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the D sus2. We're going to play 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then for the A, 5, 4, 3, 1 to the second string. Then we're going to the third fret to make an A sus4 sound, and I just play that one note. And then finish it off with 5, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So. Alright, and then we're going to do the E chord again. D. And then A normally, just the way we did the second half. 5, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the E chord again. Same pattern. 6, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So really nice work on your arpeggios here. You can finish off if you wanted to strum the A chord at the end. Now, if you want to work on your arpeggios just like I'm doing there, as you're playing through it, the pattern on your right hand at first, or your picking hand, doesn't matter as much as getting comfortable with playing through it. So as long as you can play in time, don't worry so much about the picking pattern. And I say that because you can go many places and you'll get an exact pattern to use. I'd say my recommendation is start off with whatever feels comfortable for you, and then try to figure out how you can play it in time. So for me, when I'm playing this, I'm not doing the most efficient pattern. I'm going down, 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 up, 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 up. So not the most efficient, but it allows me to stay in time. That's the most important thing. So I've found out over the years certain ways that I can stay in time, and by picking down on the thickest string and up on when I'm returning back up, for me that just works. Okay, so whatever is going to work for you, go for it. If it means all down picks, all up picks, whatever is going to help you stay in time to start off, and then you can dig into what is most efficient and whether it's going to work for you and if it actually makes you play in time better. That's the most important part there, I think. So as we're picking through these notes, when we do the A sus4, if you want to strum that whole chord, it can sound cool too. So there you go. So trying to keep it nice and short today, giving you some ideas of how to play over an A and a D chord and an E chord, but without just going, where you're just strumming the chord, right? It gets boring. So at first, that's a fun thing to do, but as you play it over and over and over, you might want to find ways to actually expand on that, and that's adding scale notes in, letting notes ring out in the bottom, right? So if we have that open string ringing, it works great. It works like a nice drone tone in the bottom. So these are just some ideas. If you have something of your own, you can simplify this, right? Make it easier. You don't need to play it as complicated as I do. The arpeggiating is a great skill. So for a rhythm guitarist, strumming on one hand, like having that kind of skill, but also the arpeggiated patterns are just as important in my mind, right? So being able to pick or strum. So doing both of those skills is great for a rhythm guitar player. So if you enjoyed this, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe for more videos like this each week. And let me know in the comments below if you like this or if there's something you might want to do yourself to sort of simplify it and make it easy for you. So I know everyone watching this is at different levels. You're at different places with your playing. So if you just wanted to do that arpeggiated pattern section, go for it. If you just like trying to work on the A chord, that's cool too, right? So just take what you can from this and hope you have fun with it.